Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is MS Collections. In today's tutorial, I'll be showing us how to mark an off-shoulder straight cut bustier pattern with sweetheart neckline. If this is what you're interested in, please stay tuned to the end of the video and do not forget to subscribe. Now, from the half inch I marked at the top of my paper, I'm going ahead to mark my armhole length. I'm going ahead to mark my bust point, and go ahead and mark your half cut length as well. And from your half cut length, mark 2.5 inches afterwards. So after your half cut, mark 2.5 inches, and that will serve as seam allowance for your sewing and wear, of course, whatever you want to attach to the dress where to begin from. Now this pattern has all the allowances to it, and that's why I added half inch at the top of the paper, so when you're drafting, when you're replacing it on your fabric, you will not be needing to add allowances. Go ahead and mark your lines. The last one I marked A is my allowance. So on your bust point, mark your bust wideness. Of course, your bust wideness is usually divided by 2, so I'll be marking 4. The bust wideness of this client, I marked 4 because the bust wideness of this client is 7 inches, so divided by 2 is 3.5 inches, plus half inch, that is 4 inches. Okay, now on my half cut length, I went out on both sides by 1 inch, as you can see me do in the video. Okay, now use your pattern ruler and connect this point. Watch carefully, just in case you're not following, you can pause, take the video back and watch how it is done. It's very simple, guys. Yeah, so please do not forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell if you haven't, because I always drop amazing videos. Now I went over to the top of the pattern and I marked 1 inch on the right side, and inwards I marked 0.7 inches. Now this is like the bust tightening, and it's as desired. Okay, I just want to lose um 1.75 inches up. If you want to lose 1.5, just share the allowances unevenly, making sure that the side piece has a bigger allowance than the center piece. Okay, so go ahead and connect with your ruler as you see me do in the video, and that's it, guys. We are good to go. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do is to achieve my sweetheart neckline, and my sweetheart neckline stopped at my chest line. All you have to do is to mark where you want your sweetheart neckline to begin from, and go ahead and give it the shape with your pattern ruler. And this is it, guys. The next off will be to mark the measurements. Now look at what I'm doing, guys. From the side piece, because this other pattern is consumed like 3 inches. Now from the side piece, I started measuring for 3 inches, and I marked the like one armpit to the other end of the armpit. So from one end of the armpit to the other end of the armpit, for my client is 12 inches, so I just divided by 2, and that's 6 inches. So I mark that 6 inches outside. It's just like you close up the allowance and you mark, and that's what I marked, and that's where my curve will begin from. Now for my allowance for the entire pattern, I use 3-inch allowance at the bust and 4 inches allowance at the under bust. Now this is because of what I lost. Now if you check my under bust, that's from my bust curve I lost 2 inches, and then I added extra 2 inches allowance for the dress, which is 4 inches, while for my bust I didn't lose as much as 2 inches, so that's why I just gave it 3 inches allowance, seam allowance. Okay, so all you have to do is to divide your horizontal measurements, your bust round, your half cut round, or your under bust round, divide them by 4 and add your allowances: 3 inches at the bust and 4 inches at the under bust, depending on how much allowance you want to leave though. But this ensures that when you're done with the dress, you should have about 1.5 inch allowance left up. And look at it, guys. This is it, guys. I went ahead to cut. It is so simple, very very simple, and that's it, guys. Now can you see that I'm cutting? I didn't trim out that half inch because I saved that up as allowance for the joining of the pattern. That's at the top of the pattern. Now can you see this, guys? When I was cutting also, I also left that half-inch allowance for joining at the top. So with this, when I'm cutting my pattern on my fabric, there'll be no need to add allowances. I just got exactly what I have. Yeah, so this is it, guys, and I'll be showing us a very simple way of cutting the back piece. Very simple. I'm sure this front piece, if you've been following, you can testify that it's quite simple. The back piece also is very simple as well. We just need two pieces for the back as well, one front piece and the other side piece. Now for this front piece, for the back middle piece rather, I just place it leaving my zipper allowance, and I'm just going ahead at my half cut line. I'll just go ahead and extend it, and then I will take half-inch out for my back dip as done in the video. Okay, so this is how I took out my back dip. I can just go ahead and cut, and that is it, guys. Very simple. Now for the neckline, is at desired. You can decide to make it straight, you can decide to just give it a U curve, whatever shape you want it. Save it for the neckline, but the sweetheart neckline is not usually nice if it's replaced at the back. Now can you see what I'm doing, guys? Because the back doesn't have a bust, look at how I now can you see that, guys? Just mark the top, mark the end, and use your ruler to give it a straight line. Yeah, so like I said, the neckline is a design. You can leave it like this, or you can give it a U curve. Now for the side piece for the back, all we just have to do is to cut these pieces for the back, making sure that we exclude the bust here. Okay, now watch what I'm doing, guys. Now can you see this? Can you see this? Very simple, very simple. Just in case you didn't get that, you can just take the video back and you see how I did it. And it's very simple, guys. We are done. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next tutorial. Bye.